Hey everyone, it's my pleasure to give you an update on the 1966 Batmobile. But before I do, I thought it's important to address a few items and issues. I know that those of you who ordered the 1966 Batmobile have been waiting since Christmas to see the second prototype. And someone has even gone so far as to tell me to drop all other projects until I'm done with this one. The delay isn't because we're not spending enough time, it is, as everything, a community project. And for this, I have three experts on the team. That one is an expert in the production of, let's say, collectible and toy cars, and the other two are experts in the 1966 Batmobile. Mike, I've named him before. The other one wishes to remain anonymous because of his very close proximity to the source and source material, and the team, especially the engineer who helps me with the molds for this, has been struck with the COVID crisis that slowed things down. And of course, the feedback from the experts always takes time. So the reason why this is taking longer than the other project is because we scrapped all work we did on the first one. I wasn't happy with the panel gaps, how the things fit, but there are so many different versions out there, and none of them is very accurate to the 1966 mobile, none in any scale. And our goal is to have the very first one that is just completely accurate to the actual movie vehicle, the one you saw on screen, especially those very first episodes. So that takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication and changes. We've burnt quite a bit more than I expected in the design process. I'm going to show you some renders of the model where we are now, and that is, according to the number one expert, more accurate than anything that's out there so far, and we are 95% of the way there. I'll also show you some final changes that we're going to do after this. I also tried to paint in the paint scheme and decals in the renders and in the model so that you get an even better idea of where we're at. Another thing I want to address is the request for a deluxe version. I have been approached to do the electronics and get the electronics with even moving lights and everything, just like you saw in the TV series. Many people want that. There's no room for that in the original budget. Other people don't like the option of a deluxe, feeling it's like almost like a bait and switch is what somebody even said. So I'm not sure what to do there. So let me know what you think. So let me show you where we're at, show you the renders, show you the model, and show you that we've been very hard at work and that the extra time will be worth it, because you will have something that nothing at any San Diego Comic-Con in any scale has been in terms of accuracy. So enjoy. So here's where we're at with the model. I've even done the paint, the decals, and like the red trim. I've done my best, but it's hard to get the right colors digitally and do the trim exactly right. I also wasn't able to add the labels yet, but this will give a very accurate representation. And the molding, the model is like 95% there. On the outside, we're very close to the exact lines, the lines of the doors. It's all very subtle details from now on, but this is probably as close as we're going to get on the outside. I'll show you the last few changes at the end of the video we're going to do on the outside. So taking you on the inside, you'll see there's a lot more detailing already in the interior, in the cockpit. The things we want to change there, I want to give a little bit more of a molded look to the seats. We're also going to have to change one more of the handles that isn't quite accurate. The tubes you see on the right, the rocket tubes, the outer ones are too short. The difference should be smaller there. So in this collectible collective that we call Jazzing Dioramas, full openness, here you see the final feedback that has not been done made it into the final model yet. As you can see, there's a difference in height. The difference is smaller between the two rocket tubes. We now have the final measurement for the rocket tubes. As you can see, we need to change the chrome trim on the inside of the doors. That's let me show you. That's a little bit more of a point than the design that we have. Like I said, we're talking very minor details. So we're reshaping the B pillar a little bit. The number of flutes in the center console grill, there should only be 9. We have about 12, 9 or 12, 11 or 12. So that sort of detail matters. The center light needs to change. One of the, it needs to be more rounded off. One of the side brackets needs to have some subtle differences here. So the parachutes are going to be redone as well as the seats to give them a more natural look. They should be a bit more folded and creased and all that. The scallops at the end of the fins need to be slightly different. Oh, and of course the labels, you won't see those in the renders just yet because we're just not there yet. But those, of course, will be included in the final model. So all the labels, all the detailing. The inset of the door sill thread needs to be inset, so that's a minor change we're doing. Like I said, it's all very subtle stuff. The handle for the accelerator needs some subtle changes. Like I said, it's a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it, and I hope you are happy with our thoroughness and the time that it takes to get this perfect. Again, like nothing out there in scale. If you want anything better than this, you need a full-scale replica. So thanks for watching. Until next time.